Hello friends and welcome back for another episode of Indie Impressions. My name is Nick and today we're going to be checking out Cool Ranch by developer Kurt Stauffenberg. This is an early upcoming strategy sim survival sort of papercraft Animal Crossing meets maybe some Don't Starve with a little bit of Harvest Moon dashed in there somewhere. Essentially we're going to be exploring an island, setting up a little farm and trying our best to, eke out a little corner of existence for ourselves. Like I mentioned, this is very early along, so there's a lot of features that haven't quite been implemented, but I just noticed they had a Greenlight campaign for this one, and I wanted to do my part to try to get awareness spread a little bit since I had a pretty good time with it in the few minutes that I spent. So why don't we take a quick look at the options menu and we will kick things into gear. So, pretty simple standard controls. We got up, down, left, right, WASD, inventory on E, makes sense, right next to W. We got map on M, makes sense, starts with M. Goals on G, same. And options are on escape. And then we've just got volume and English for language. Okay, sounds good. So first step in this process, we get to generate a landmass. So this is a little bit where I was getting the Animal Crossing sort of vibe from, or I guess, Don't Starve as well sort of has a similar setup to this, although you don't think you get to see the whole landmass from the start in Don't Starve, but let's do something a little weird and wacky looking. I was hoping to find one that's largely conjoined since I don't know if we can actually cross islands just yet. Alright, that's unique enough. I'll take that. And we also get to pick the season, so we can choose from all four of them, which are, seems like they're largely implemented, although I've only tried fall and spring. And I think spring is just sort of a happier vibe, and there's probably more to see and do, so we'll probably go with that for the moment. And this is where the music kicks in, thankfully. So welcome to Cool Ranch. The game is in early alpha, therefore may have some bugs. Controls are... okay, well, we kind of read over that. Left click to use an item, right click to interact. Please enjoy the game. Fair enough. So here we are. We start off as this little egg man who's got an axe or a hoe or whatever that happens to be. Actually, that would be the hoe, because we can actually dig into the ground here and start to till the earth if we wanted to set up some of our own, farming land. But I think the first thing to do, and I think is largely in order, is to just sort of explore for a second and see what we can find. So the landmass, when we saw it a second ago, sort of got the vibe, personally, that it was going to be massive. And then when we actually get onto it, I sort of get the vibe that it's, a little bit more like a Dragon Quest or Dragon Warrior sort of thing, where it looks really big, and then, well, you're also pretty big too, so it sort of cancels each other out. Oh, look, we found a nice bird. We can put it on our head. This is one of my favorite features so far of Cool Ranch. Like I said, there aren't a ton implemented, but just this little touch says a lot about the artistic vision of the developer. The fact that we could put a bird on our head for no reason means that there's going to be some attention to detail in ways that are kind of quirky and unique and fun, and that just says a lot to me about, the attitude of how this is going to progress. So why don't we open our inventory. We can take a quick look through what we've got to play around with, because we actually do start out with a pretty nice set of things. This is also probably a little bit where I got some of the Animal Crossing vibe. These totally look like the bags of bells from that. So we've got various seeds, some corn, cabbage, and wheat. Got a watering can and a shovel. We've got a campfire, door, fence gate, fence itself, some wood, some acorns, beet seeds, a mailbox, an axe, a hoe, a packet of tulip seeds and sunflower seeds, and I think that's just about everything we need to make a little establishment here on this large continent. So there we are, that little white speck. Is that actually us? There's no water right where I'm standing, so that doesn't totally make sense, does it? Maybe that was our origin point, because where I'm... oh, no. Okay, I think the map maybe is a little weird, unless it's... is it inverted? No, that doesn't make any sense. Maybe I'm just not understanding what I'm looking at, but it looks like it's... yeah, okay, it's broken. Fair enough. Features are not yet implemented, I understand. So why don't we actually start farming some stuff, and we'll build a little cabin or something to sleep next to, or sleep in, because it's actually going to end up being night at some point, but I do also want to create a little area for me to put some crops down and all of that. One little thing that I've noticed, and I don't have any ill will because I know early alpha and all that, but it seems like the points that you have to click on each tile are somewhat selective. I have a feeling it's because there's this tree tile next to me, so I'm actually just going to get rid of that. But I've actually had some issues with occasionally being able to, cut into certain things that just didn't seem like there was a reason for it. Like maybe I had to click on the exact center, which, I can live if that's really the way it is. Oh, that's a shovel. I wanted the hoe, actually. And let's just plant some crops here real quick. What do we want to do? Why don't we plant some beets? if we can. Oh, no, I want the bird on my head. There we go. Look at all those beet seeds. And then we'll go in with the watering can, and I think what it does is, instead of, you know, having things develop over time, it's sort of like, you just either get a hit or a miss. It's like a dice roll whether or not you get a crop when you water something. Okay, so I think I finally found the point that I'm supposed to click for these 2 tiles, and it actually just deleted them, so that means I didn't get anything. I'm understanding that this is probably just very early along in how this is all going to work, and maybe this will actually be, you know, a process that goes over time, and we'll see seedlings sprout, and I can't seem to get any of these to click, so I don't know if maybe I'm clicking in the wrong spots, or maybe I'm just not doing something right there. Okay, fair enough. Why don't we set up a campfire, and we'll put it right here, and then we'll go and build a little cabin over to the side. I think we've got ample room here. I'll just probably take down this single sunflower here, since it's probably going to get in... Oh, that is not what I was meaning to chop on. Can I chop down sunflowers, or how do I do that? Maybe I dig them up. It's always interesting in sort of in any kind of farming game. You have to learn the vernacular of what interacts with what and how. Like, I guess it's kind of, you know, sensible that you would dig up a sunflower instead of chop it down, but I guess I figured, you know, by the same point, if you have an axe, you could also make that sunflower go away pretty equally well with the axe. Even the hoe, I mean, really any implement could handle that task. So let's grab some of this, and we will actually just lay down a couple of walls, trying to find the center of the tiles, I believe. Can we put 2 continuous pieces of wood next to each other, please? Okay, maybe we can go down. I'll roll with that. That's fine. We've got more than enough of this material to build a pretty nice cabin, actually. This is going to be maybe a little excessive even. I'm not sure we needed it to be quite this big. Okay, we're having problems. There we go. And then we want to build across this side. And there we go. We've got a little spot for a door. As of this point, I don't believe there's any way for me to, like, put down floor tiles so I can make this look more like an actual proper house. That's okay. Maybe that'll come in time. And there we go. Now we've got a little house. And apparently I can't keep the bird on my head and also open the door at the same time. So I guess that's another thing we've got to work out eventually. And we even have a little bit of time left to put down a mailbox in front of our house. I'm not sure if there's any real intrinsic value to doing that, but it does look... Oh, I got some stuff. What's this? We've got mail. Okay, so this doesn't look like it's implemented yet. So there's exchanges, we can trade things with... Oh, maybe this is actually a thing that we can do. We can trade different valuables. I guess this is to get new seeds. And actually, we'll just come back and do that later, because that seems like a thing that's going to take a few minutes for me to figure out what exactly is going on. I mean, I understand that it was exchanging one good for another good. That's not complicated or anything. It's just, there seemed to be a lot of mail already, even though I just built that mailbox right then. So we've crossed a threshold at this point, and it seems like it's getting dark enough that the music is actually slowed down a little bit. And I'm not sure if anything changes per se when it gets to be dark enough, but I just have a feeling, well, we want to have a house built. It's that instinctual Minecraft Terraria thing of, like, is this a survival game? I'm not sure to what degree things will be after me. I don't think to any degree in this particular game, but still, I just want to have some place to sleep, you know? Probably not that unreasonable. And we can build a stack of campfires as well if we really want to. And there's also gates we can put up for these fences as well, too, if we want to have, you know, a proper cordoned off plant area. Well, this isn't going to be symmetrical. Sorry. So we got 64 fence gates, and there we go. Now we can go in and out as we please. And why don't we put down another campfire over here as well, so we'll have the whole setup properly. Where was that? My only campfire. That might have been my only campfire, actually. But I could probably build more. I'm not exactly sure what to do with all the crafting at this point. It looks like, well, I need some logs. And the stuff on this side doesn't necessarily seem to change. Why don't I cut down some trees and see what we can get out of these? So we want to left-click at the base of the tree, and that's going to grant us a bunch of logs and some acorns. And there's also some seedlings around. I'm not sure if harvesting those does anything in particular. Unfortunately, there's no way to build boats as far as I can tell, so like I was saying before, if we built or landed on an island that doesn't seem to have a lot going on outside of, like, the main place that we get spawned. We can't really leave yet, but, you know, that's why I wanted to make this video, because I wanted to encourage the developer to keep building and adding on more to this. I'm sure he would have anyway, but still, I just want to get a little bit of exposure for it. That's kind of what I do, right? It's sort of my job. Find games that look very interesting and give them whatever exposure I can, so maybe people get hyped and then the developers feel encouraged and want to continue to develop, and, well, you get the point. So I'm not sure I can mix these tulips here. Maybe you don't actually plant tulips on soil like that. Maybe you dig a hole. So you get, this is what I was talking about with the whole farming vernacular. I'm not sure what goes where and how to deal with it. Let's put an apple in this hole. Can we do that? Yeah, alright, we put an apple in the hole, and now we've got a seedling. That's actually very Animal Crossing of it. So it's a very chill, casual game. As of this point, there's not a whole lot to do besides just build a little area. Perhaps find a bunch of these birds and put them in a pen. But like I said, I think there's a lot of potential here and a lot to still be seen. The art style's really nice, the music's really just kind of low tempo and exciting, but at the same time placid and enjoyable. It just puts you in the mood to just have a good time and not think too hard about things and just enjoy what's going on around you. So I think that's about where we'll leave off on Cool Ranch. Kind of a nice short video, just wanted to give you the flavor of it, and this is certainly a game that I could see myself revisiting in time, and even could perhaps even see myself Let's Playing if there's enough features and enough to keep me interested for a while. You know, honestly, I would have probably Let's Played Animal Crossing if it wasn't a Nintendo thing and there wasn't so much intrinsic risk that goes along with Let's Playing Nintendo properties. But anyway, so yeah, I hope to revisit this in the future, see it as it gets further along, and if you guys wouldn't mind lending your support, if you find this to be an enjoyable concept, I will include a link to the Greenlight campaign, of course, as well, right in the descriptions. You can feel free to go download this version of it, try some different maps, try some different seasons, see what kind of discoveries you can make, and perhaps there's even more features than I even knew about that just require a little bit more attention to detail. So go check it out, let me know what you think in the comments, and of course be sure to leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it, and come back again tomorrow. New episodes of Indie Impressions go up every single day, so I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. I hope you have a fantastic night. I'll talk to you all later.